It's me, Renee. I'm back. And yeah, today I'm here with a video on a Tuesday, not a Monday, because I am. So I decided today to do a tag, and kind of went a bit back and forth, and decided to do this tag, as you see from the title, the Feminist book tag. So yeah, the International Women's Day was last week. It was actually exactly 1 week ago, but it is international. It is Women's History Month, and I mean, any day can be a cool day to do a feminist book tag, which yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. The this tag was originally created in 2017, so a few years ago. Yes, a few years ago. The original video is pirated at the moment, but I have all the prompts, so I'll leave the prompts. I'm still not sure what you do when the original video is pirated. I mean, you can't link a pirated video. I suppose, well, you can't really. I suppose you just kind of say the name of the original creator. I'll do that. I kind of forgot who the original creator was, but I'll post the name and yeah. I'm not really sure how the procedure is with that. I'm gonna have to ask someone. Anyway. So yeah, let's get to the prompts. Question 1. Name a book where female friendship is prioritized, which a lot of the books that I read have some sort of female friendship in them, so it wasn't that difficult to find a book. Though I suppose it says female friendships are prioritized, so that's something else, not just kind of randomly a friend here and there, it's prioritized. So with this one, I'm going to go with Things a Bright Girl Can Do, Pastel Nickels. So this one is set around the 3 years before the First World War in the UK. I was about to say UK, US, in UK, and it's all about suffragettes trying to get the right to vote for women. And so the different suffragettes found they become friends. So yeah, it's very much about female power and friendship between friends in this one. So yeah, this one works definitely for this prompt. It's just also an amazing book. I talked about it before, but hey, when a book is amazing, you can talk about it 1,000 times. Why not? Because you should talk about it. People should read it. And yeah, this book is just so good. I honestly think this is kind of the only one. Well, okay, so this is a YA book about suffragettes in the UK. I don't really think there are others. I think there are others historical with like around feminism, but I don't really think there's others around exactly this time. So yeah, at this moment this book is quite unique. There should be more, but yeah, but the one there is, this one is amazing. So yeah, it's very very good. And then the next prompt is, give me a little moment and I'll check it out. Blah, 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 blah. Name a book with feminist representations, which again, I am a feminist. I love to read books with feminist focus, and it's just name a book. I'm gonna be stupid, weird. I'm gonna be extra and show you more than one book. I'm going to So we have A Girl Called Shameless by Laura Stevens, which is all about slut shaming and stopping that. So yeah, very very feminist in that way. I mean, you can be feminist in a lot of different ways. Things a Bright Girl Can Do, which is about suffragettes, which definitely feminists. This is also about lesbians in that time, and yeah, it has lots of feminist. What's about again? Aspects. And then we have Hex by Julia Tufts, which is about a young female witch, but it's also about slut shaming and slipping that. So yeah, that aspect to it. And then you have Margaret Murch Texas, which is also about slut shaming. Sadly, yeah, a lot of the books in the modern day, well, a lot of modern day feminism is about stopping slut shaming because, yeah, it happens a lot, which not cool, not fun. And yeah, all these books are amazing. You have to check them out. Then let me check the next prompt. Name a book with a that goes against gender stereotypes. So again, this was actually a bit difficult because I'm thinking like, which book does that? I mean, I suppose I could choose any of these books because they have girls who fight, which I suppose if you ask like an 100-year-old or like old idiots, they would say girls can't fight, females should just stay in the kitchen. But I feel like nowadays, I feel like females who kick ass, it's kind of not that against gender stereotypes because ever since Xena the Warrior Princess, ever since Leia, ever since Buffy, I mean, you have so many big icons who fight that are females. I feel like female fighting isn't that unfemale-ish anymore. But I do feel that still today, and that this is not saying that. Sorry, well, not saying that this person is doing something completely unique. But I feel like Samaya in this book, she works in IT, and she's a female. And I would still think like, still today, I would think like, if a female works in IT or likes IT, I feel like that's still kind of like, oh, you're a girl and you know IT, you can do IT. I feel like that's still kind of against gender stereotypes. You kind of still have that idea that the IT people are just kind of men who have glasses and they're like, oh, oh, girls are scary. But like females can know IT as well. Not saying that I am that good at IT, but females do it. And but yeah, one of them is Samaya in this book, and yeah, it's amazing book. And yeah, the boyfriend product very good. And yeah, let's move to the next book, next prompt, the next tag. So I'm moving to the next book. Let me check out. And then name a book with a strong female lead. Again, could be a lot. I mean, most of my books have female leads. Most of them are strong in different ways. I mean, I wouldn't really say that. Like a book where someone doesn't kick ass, like physically, like if a girl like goes around being smart and strategic, she's still strong in her like mental way. So yeah, this was kind of difficult, but I'm gonna go with Prudence from the Custard Protocol series. Because she actually can still kick ass, but she can also she's a change shifter. She's a shapeshifter, so she can shapeshift until to vampires, werewolves, what have you, and to all that stuff. So she has that kind of advantage over other people, and yeah, that's also quite unique in this world. But yeah, she also makes great plans, and yeah, Prudence is just yeah, I'll say very strong and capable female lead. And then we have the next prompt, which is name your favorite female author. Now, yeah, I read a lot, obviously. I have all the books. Uh, though I'd say, yeah, as a lot of people, yeah, I think a lot of people nowadays, a lot of the authors I read are females. So naming a favorite female author is kind of like name your favorite author, and yeah, that's difficult. And I always kind of go to that question, like when you name your female author, do you just look at the books they write? Like, do you have to like if an author has written 6 books and you like 5 of them and one of them is not good, is the author still a favorite author of yours? I would still say yes, because I mean, even though for some time you might think this is a author by author, but then kind of burnt, I would still say like maybe it's still your favorite author. And also, do you take into consideration how the author is outside books? Like, do the author gives cool interviews and what have you? So yeah, it's kind of difficult, really. Like favorite author, how do you answer that? Though I'm thinking actually gonna go with Gail Carriger, who writes the Custard Protocol series. She writes the uh, she's also written the Pastel Planet series. Sorry, kind of blacked a moment there. She's written the Finishing School series, so 3 series into one world. Well, technically 4 series because there's also the San Andreas Shifters, which is in the same world, but it's more tangentially. But yeah, and yeah, I have to say I don't love all of her books. Like the San Andreas Shifter book I read, I liked, I didn't love. But the other books I love, like I love like 98% of her books. And she also has this great manner of being. Like she's also always on Facebook, and she has lives every month where you get to talk to her and chat to her, and she's so relaxed and nice and chill. And yeah, I just really like her as a person as well. So yeah, I'm gonna say Yellow Carrier. Yeah, and in case you haven't checked her out, you definitely should. She's amazing, an amazing author. I'm just throwing books today on the floor. I used to, well, had a, had a place to put the books, but I didn't do that today because I didn't. But yeah. And then new book with no romance in it. Now again, it's kind of like no romance. Well, I suppose there are probably, I suppose, more books out there with no romance at all out there, but most of the books that I pick up have some sort of romance in them. I think in general, I think there's very few books with no romance in them. And then there's also like how you define no romance. Like, do you no romance? Is that like there can't be a hint of romance, or what would I going with A Curious Beginning by Diana Rayburn, which this one it has hints at the main character liking different people. Like she talks about her previous lovers. I mean, when this book starts, she already has had, well, I wouldn't say she has had a boyfriend. She has had flirts before this book starts. So she has experience with the other gender. But this book in itself doesn't include any sex scenes, or it doesn't include any kissing scenes. Okay, I just read this last book. Last week. I believe maybe it has. I think maybe it might have one kissing scene, but I don't really think it has more than that. So I'm gonna say this one has no romance in it. And also, yeah, if it has one kissing scene, does that mean it's no romance or just a little bit of romance? Like, I don't know. In my head, I think like romance has to like be kind of a big part. And one kissing scene, that's not that romancy, is it? I suppose also depends on the kiss. Anyway, I'm choosing this book, and also it's quite a great feminist book, so it works for this tag. So yeah, if you disagree with me, too bad, boo for you. And then we have, let me see, look, nail book. This prompt is very cool. I very much like it. Nail book with a male character depends on a female character, which, yeah, quite fun. I mean, nowadays you have quite a lot of books where females kick ass, but they often also have men who kick ass, so it's kind of difficult to find a book with this prompt, really, in a way. But I'm going to go with, honestly, this whole series. This one being first, this one being last. So I kind of decided to choose hold up these two to illustrate. But yeah, in this I always say Colin Stoker series. Sorry, in this Stoker and Holmes series, the two protagonists are two females. The one of the helpers, well, kind of mentors, is a female, and then you have lots of the villains are females, so most of this book series is kind of centered around females in different ways. But you have some men. You have sounds weird to say men. Okay, is it 17-year-old boy? Boy also sounds like an 8-year-old. Okay, yeah, it's a 17-year-old male teenager. Let's put it like that. Who's kind of thrown into this world, and he needs help from all these girls. And also, like through the series, they solve different crimes, which they do. So all the men around the world kind of rely or unconsciously or consciously on the females. So yeah, I want to say this series. Also, yeah, if you haven't checked it out, you need to. It is amazing. Amazing. So yeah, this series by Colin Stoker. Sorry, Colin Leeson. I always mix up the series and the author. Yeah. Anyway, it's amazing for the prompt. And honestly, I think then we actually just have one more prompt, if I'm not mistaken. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Choose a feminist book to read in. Well, it did say 2017. As I said, this tag was created then. I think it's kind of like meant like choose a feminist read to read in this year, or like a book to read that you haven't read yet. That's feminist. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. There's so many books for this. Well, so many. There are two books that are upcoming. Margaret Mert's For the Win, which comes out in November, and then you have Hair Trisexed by Julia Tufts, comes out in July. So those two books are sequels, but they're feminist based. You have the second one in the Diary of Confused Feminist book series, which actually I think it's already out, but it's kind of I didn't order it, so it's on its way. But I haven't read it yet. So those three at least. And then you have Woman in Art, which I just bought last week. Planned to read last weekend. Didn't happen. But yeah, definitely plan to read it this year. It's one of those books with biographies where you have one page biography and one page with illustrations. So yeah, I want to read this one this year. And then you also have blah, 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 blah. And then you also have The Devil's Blade by Mark Alder, which is a fictionalization of uh, the life of Julie Daubigny, which yeah, I really can't wait to get to. I actually have started. I lost my bookmark, but I started slightly. But yeah, I want to read more of it. So yeah, there's quite a few, I suppose. Feminist reads haven't read that I want to read. And yeah. And I hope you like this tag and this video. I'm just gonna tag everyone who feels like it. So tag you're it. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.